All right, it looks like I'm on air. 6 seconds. There I go. Hi, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to Simple Scrapper Live. This is a weekly video broadcast that is typically hosted by Jennifer Wilson of simplescrapper.com. She is away this week, so you get me. My name is Kim Edsen, and I am the teaching assistant at Simple Scrapper. And Jennifer comes to you guys once a week on those Tuesday afternoons to kind of give practical tips for scrapbooking to hopefully make it so it's enjoyable and doable and rewarding. In the end, that is what we want from our hobbies, that it's something fun that we look forward to doing, as well as to preserve memories and have a chance to be creative. Hey, it is so fun to see names that I know. I'm glad that a lot of the Simple Scrapper members have come to support me. If you are on Crowdcast, you can see everyone's names too as they chat. So if you come to Crowdcast, the advantages there watching live are you get to interact with other scrapbookers in a chat room area. And there's also an area to ask questions that I will hopefully be able to address at the end of our time today. This is also being broadcast on Facebook and YouTube as well. But if you're interested in coming over to Crowdcast for future episodes, the Simple Scrapper information can be found at crowdcast.io/simplescrapper. As far as myself, I already mentioned that my name is Kim Edsen, and I am currently the teaching assistant at Simple Scrapper, so I kind of support Jennifer in whatever ways she needs. As far as my scrapbooking, I've been scrapbooking for almost 10 years now, and I've done 12x12 and pocket pages and mini books and 6x8 and 8.5x11 and hybrid and digital. I've just done a little bit of everything. I've dabbled, I guess you could say. And several years ago, I joined Simple Scrapper as a member. I had participated in one of Jennifer's quarterly kind of retreats that we have online, and I was just really blown away by the insights that she had and ways to, it wasn't so much about your style of scrapbooking necessarily, it was just how you wanted to approach the process and find ways to simplify it so it was more enjoyable and you accomplished more. And then also I enjoyed being part of the community. I mentioned earlier, I see a lot of familiar names in the chat group because we have a private Facebook group and we do twice monthly chats, and there's all sorts of ways to kind of be part of a community, online community in the scrapbooking world. And then also not online, through the Simple Scrapper membership, I met several ladies in my area and we get together a few times a year to talk. And so as far as being a member of Simple Scrapper has really enhanced both my scrapbooking and also apparently my social life, it would seem, as I've made some friends through there as well. In January, the opportunity came up to join as the teaching assistant. And my role is kind of still evolving, but some of the things that I support Jennifer with as of now is I moderate monthly focus circle chats where members get together and we have online chats to talk about different topics that are of interest to us, to basically support each other, share solutions and obstacles and challenges. And we've done some different topics. We've done traveler's notebooks, memorabilia. Tonight we have one on unfinished projects. So I have a lot of fun kind of working with everybody in that fashion. I also am very active on our Facebook group. And then lastly, I run our weekly challenges, which is why I'm here today to talk about how challenges can be a great way to help you stay motivated. If you are on Crowdcast, as I mentioned earlier, there is a red button. So something along the lines of ask a question. So if you want to click on that, if you have anything that you want to discuss, or go ahead and click on that and I'll take a look at it at the end of my time today. So as far as staying motivated with challenges, I think challenges can be helpful whether you've been scrapbooking for 10 years like me, or 20 years, or 2 months. Basically, if you're not familiar with challenges, but they are, when it comes down to it, it's usually a set of instructions. So a lot of times they're guided instructions that basically you want to result in creating a product generally. So sometimes challenges might have suggestions as far as how you create your product. So they may suggest use a specific design or specific photos, like a large photo or a small photo, or what's the content of that photo, whether it has people or no people. They can also suggest what products you might use. So the suggestion might be use, a digital die cutter or 3 pieces of pattern paper or whatever it is. So basically the challenges come down to some sort of instructions to kind of guide you and get you started. And that is actually, I think, for me personally, one of the #1 reasons I like challenges is because they can give you that starting point. If you've been around scrapbooking any period of time, a lot of times it comes up again and again, the idea of that blank page. And when you have seemingly unlimited stories and photos to tell and a wide array of products to tell those stories with, it can be hard to know where to start. So that is one place where challenges can be very, very helpful because they give you that starting point. They can also be helpful, say that you have a certain skill that you want to learn or you want to improve. Say you want to learn how to use your digital die cut machine, or you want to, you're a card maker who stamps a lot on your cards, but you just don't do it on your scrapbooking pages. So you can either participate in challenges that you find online, or just create your own challenges and kind of encourage yourself that way. You can find, I mentioned challenges online, wide variety of places. Oftentimes manufacturers will have challenges listed on their blogs, or their Facebook groups. Kit clubs oftentimes will have challenges. Scrapbooking stores will have challenges, and then I mentioned earlier at Simple Scrapper we have challenges as well. Let's see. So we talked about how it's a good place to start, and how you can kind of pick and choose your challenges or create challenges of your own to kind of gain the skills, or whatever. Say you have a lot of die cuts, and so you find a die cut challenge, and that's just the motivation you need to get going. It can also be a good way to try something new, kind of to stretch your little creative box a bit. I do not do a lot of mixed media. I'm generally kind of a clean and simple type scrapbooker. But that is definitely a skill I think would be fun to try. And I purchase some products and I just don't use them very much. Well, it could be very helpful to find a challenge to kind of motivate me, get me going on that process. A lot of people even kind of turn it into a game. I've seen challenges where like a bingo board and you have to, complete different products or use different things to kind of complete that bingo board. So it's a way to make it fun as well. Because in the end, that's kind of what we're looking at, is we want ways to tell our stories and share our photos and then to have fun while we're doing it as well. As far as community, I mentioned earlier with Simple Scrapper, that is a huge thing. There's over 500 members at Simple Scrapper, and we can support each other and encourage each other along the ways, but can also keep you accountable, which for many people is very, very helpful. If you make the declaration that you're going to participate in this challenge, then you may feel some sort of sense of obligation to actually follow through and to get that done. So sometimes having that community and that accountability can be helpful. Also with inspiration, sometimes you'll see a challenge and people will post their completed projects to the blog or the website or the Facebook page or wherever, and it can be really inspiring to see how people take on that challenge. A lot of times they may interpret it completely differently than you would have, and so that can be exciting to see as well. Sometimes there are prizes involved, especially if it's something around like International Scrapbooking Weekend, or if it's put on by like a manufacturer or kit club, they may have prizes. So not only is that fun, but again, that kind of gives you a little accountability if there's a deadline. If you want to be eligible to win that prize, you have to get your project in by that certain period of time, or that photo loaded up to share with others by that deadline. So sometimes that can be a very good thing, because if you think, oh, I'll do it, another day or another time, and you just will put it off and put it off. If you have a deadline, that's going to be more apt to kind of motivate you and get you into your scrap space. You're actually creating and not just thinking about creating. Let's see. I think I've covered kind of why I think challenges are great. As far as why not, like what are some, I guess, challenges of challenges? For me, the deadline thing sometimes comes up. It's a matter of fact, if I don't think I'm going to make the deadline, then why would I even bother to do it? Which is really silly, because in the end, all I'm looking to do is, to create, or to end up with, an opportunity to tell my stories. So if it's something that I find inspiring, I would say go ahead, or you find inspiring, go ahead, ignore the deadline, which is, completely silly anyways, and just use that inspiration piece to help you tell your stories. Also, sometimes style is a matter. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm generally pretty clean and simple scrapbooker. Well, it's a matter of choosing challenges that fit you. So you can be selective about the challenges, or, like I said earlier, it can kind of cause you to stretch your creativity a little bit, maybe find ways to adapt the challenge. So for me, if it was a mixed media challenge, I might not be as apt to, go crazy on my background with gesso and watercolors or inks, but maybe I could adapt that to some embellishment, or I could use those techniques on journaling cards. So there's definitely ways that you can adapt challenges so that they fit your style as well. As far as the challenges at Simple Scrapper, I think one cool thing about Simple Scrapper that Jennifer has really been highlighting this year is an idea of plan, organize, and create. So each quarter we go through a planning process, an organization process, and then a creating. So because when it comes down to it, if you haven't done any planning and you're not very organized, it can make the creating part of things very, very challenging as well. So if you want to sit down to scrapbook and you haven't planned, so you don't have photos or products that you need, or maybe you can't find those photos and products, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to do the creating side of things. So it will vary from week to week. I post them once a week in our Facebook group, and then also we put links in our twice monthly newsletter directly to the challenges, so people can go straight to them and check them out if they want to. But as far as the content, I said I will rotate through those themes. I try most weeks to make them pretty manageable, something that you can do in a short period of time, kind of get the ball rolling. For planning, it might be something as easy as, go into your Pinterest boards or wherever you look for inspiration and kind of earmark a piece for a photo or whatever it is, an image of a layout that you are going to use for inspiration in, your next scrapbook layout. So as opposed to having just endless Pinterest boards of items that you thought were neat, but you haven't ever actually done anything with, it's a matter of being very intentional. Go ahead, look at that image and, commit to using it. Or as far as what stories you want to tell. That can be overwhelming. Again, like we talked about earlier with starting point, if you take the time to choose a story, maybe write a few notes about your thoughts about it, and then when you're ready to scrapbook next time, you've already that far along. For organizing, it might be something as easy as, I had a friend suggest the 5 things. So take an opportunity to put away 5 things, or donate 5 things, or throw away 5 things. And 5 things doesn't sound like a lot, and for many people it's not. But maybe that turns into 50 things or 100 things, and it just got the ball rolling. So, and then as far as creating, that's kind of the fun one, because it can be, anything. There's so many options out there. So we've done different design styles. So like make a certain style layout, or use a photo, like a mood board to inspire you. So the creating side of things are kind of the fun part that everybody loves when they come to scrapbooking, but it doesn't mean the planning and organizing side of things are any less important. So, and plus, again, with the Simple Scrapper membership, when we post those into the Facebook group, you have that built-in support. We have very warm-hearted and kind and supportive people in our group, and if you're feeling down or you need a little help or inspiration, you can definitely turn to the ladies there, and they'll be happy to help you out. So. Let's see if there's any questions. Oh, Shannon, thank you. She says I'm doing great, which I appreciate. Questions and answers. Okay. How do I get to the point where in my head, scrapbooking is simple? In my head, it seems to be a big production and at times overwhelming, when it's supposed to be the opposite of that. This feeling kills my creativity. Is there a way to organize my pictures or my to-scrap list so that this feels manageable and doable? Okay, so we'll start with overwhelming. I think as far as the first thing I think about when I hear that it's overwhelming is something that Jennifer talked about again and again and over through the years, and it's kind of the matter of 1, identify what you want to work on, and then 2, break it into manageable tasks. So that may be as much as just specifying I'm going to spend 10 minutes each day working on this project, or it might be, break it down into, select photos, format photos, order photos, so you can get that sense of victory and accomplishment along the way, as opposed to just making the tasks so large that they take a long time to complete, and then you kind of lost your motivation. And so it's a matter of making them small and manageable so that you can kind of conquer them. And then as far as the 2-scrap list, I think it's a matter of, a lot of people will keep an ongoing list of projects that they want to work on, but when it comes to actually the creating side of things, or to get the ball rolling, at some point you're going to have to choose one. And I would say generally you want to choose the one that you're most excited about. Jennifer has said, which of these projects would you be most excited to share with others? Because that might be a hint that it's important to you and something you're excited about. So that might be the easiest one to accomplish. Or sometimes they'll look and see the matter of, if I have multiple projects, but this one only needs a very small amount of time spent on it, maybe I start there because I get that sense of accomplishment. Because hopefully, if it's a small enough amount of time that I can finish it quickly, I can just build on the victory and the momentum there. And then, let's see, organize my pictures. Well, I have news for you. Let's see, Sasha, hopefully I said that correct. Jennifer is rerunning Photo Crush, which is a free kind of photo organizing challenge that she's run in the past. And it is going to go live next on July 24th. And if you are in Crowdcast, you can check out the green button. It says Photo Crush Facebook group. There is a free public group that you can join. And there's already, Photo Crush has run, I think she started in 2015. So it's run multiple times in the past. So there's already a wealth of information on the Facebook group of people discussing challenges that they've had, and then people offering suggestions and solutions. Ooh, screen is back. Let's try. Am I back? All right, am I still black, Shannon? Because I can try one thing. Okay, let me try one thing. Oh, Jessica, see and hear me again. Excellent. No, thank you. I'm very glad you interrupted, Shannon. That's why I need you guys here. So, where was I? Oh, Photo Crush. So it is a free photo organization challenge that Jennifer will walk you through steps to hopefully, wrangle in your photos. So the organization side of things doesn't overwhelm kind of the fun, creative side of things. Because if you go to create and you spend all your time organizing your photos, that doesn't really get you anywhere. So I would say definitely click the green button, or if you just search on Facebook for Simple Scrapper Photo Crush, get to be a member there. And then as far as like the sign up and everything, the notifications will be there, or you should get an email from Jennifer as well when that information goes live. So, okay, other questions? All right, I think I'm finally getting some sort of method down. Looking forward to this little however from Jennifer G. Well, good. I hope that this gave you the oomph that you needed to get there and create a little bit. I think it's an ever-evolving process. Just when I think I've got my method down, I start a new project, or if something happens with our scheduling, and so then I get it all shaked up again. So hopefully this will get you motivated to get out there and to scrapbook. That certainly is my hope. Again, if this is the type of information you like to hear, I'd urge you to check out the Simple Scrapper membership. You can find more information about joining us at simplescrapper.com/join. Jennifer will be back next week, and that would be another part for the first question as far as your 2-scrap list. Jennifer hosts a planning day next Tuesday, and it's basically looking at the next 3 months and what you hope to accomplish and to identify what of those projects are most important to you. So that is definitely something that I look forward to each quarter, and that will be here on Crowdcast. And again, the site to go to for more information if you're not already on Crowdcast is crowdcast.io/simple. So, Jessica, loving Simple Scrapper, well, we love to have you here. It is awesome. I hope that got you guys motivated, and I hope you have a great week. And thank you so much for joining me. Bye.